changing a decimal to a fraction. The first thing you have to be able to do when you're doing this process is to know your decimal place value. So when you look at a decimal, you need to say the number the way you would if it didn't have a decimal point, but then you need to say the place value at the end. And place values of decimals always end with the suffix THS to indicate that it's a part of a whole. An easy way to remember decimal place values is to count how many numbers are to the right of the decimal point, and then think of what power of 10 has that many zeros. Remember that when a number has a decimal point in the middle of it, and the number is read as the whole number, the decimal point is read as the word and the decimal portion is read as the number plus the place value and suffix. So let's begin. First number I see here is a 4. So I just write the number 4. And then I look at my number and I see that it has 2 numbers to the right of the decimal point. So I need to think about what number is it that ends with 2 zeros. So that's 100. So this problem right here is read as 4, and I write the word 100 like I normally would, but because it's a decimal number, I have to add that THS at the end. So this number is read as 4 hundredths. Okay, next one. I would read the number as I normally would, 18, but then I look here and there are 3 places, so I need to think about what number has 3 zeros. Well, that of course is 1,000, so this number is read 18 thousandths, ANDTHS. So I write the number 1,000 like I normally would, but then I add that THS to show that it's a decimal number. Okay, the next number is 9, 1 place, so 10, 7 tenths. Okay, and then I look at this next one. Now remember I said up here that when a number has a decimal point in the middle of it, the number is read as the whole number, the decimal point is read as the word and the decimal portion is read as the number plus the place value and its suffix. So I'm going to look here. This is going to be 1 and, because that decimal point is here, and then I've got my 6, and then 1 place, tenths. And here I've got 2 and 38, and I've got 2 places, so I think in my head, 2 places, hundredths. So that's how you read decimal numbers. And the reason that I'm including that with this lesson is because the only thing you need to do in order to change a decimal point to a fraction is to say it, write it, simplify. So first one, I've got 12, so I'm going to say it, 12, and I've got 2 places, so 2 places, that's hundredths, so I write 12 hundredths. That's what I say. In my head, that's what I say. Now I write it, 12 hundredths. So that's the fractional equivalent of that. Now, 12 hundredths, simplify. In order to simplify fractions, all you're doing is finding the greatest common factor of these 2 numbers. So what number do I know divides into 12 and 100? Well, 4 divides into 12 and 100. So 4 goes into 12 3 times, and 4 goes into 100 25 times, and 3 and 25 have no common factors, so 12 hundredths simplifies to be 3 25ths. Okay, let's look at the next one. 82, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 thousandths. Okay, so 82 thousandths. I'm going to write that as a fraction. So 82 over 1,000. And I've got to think of numbers that divide into those. Well, they're both even, so I'm going to divide by 2, and 2 goes into 82 41 times, and half of 1,000, of course, is 500, and since 41 is prime, I know that that's my answer, my final answer, because this is composite, and 41 is not a factor of it. So over here, I'm just going to write 41 500ths. Okay, last one. 1 and 6, 1 place, tenths. look at this and I'm going to write 1 and 6/10. Now I'm not going to mess with the 1 because it's a whole number, it's not going to change, but that 6/10 can be simplified. So 6/10, 2 divides into that, so I put 3 and 5. So 1 and 6/10 is equivalent to 1 and 3/5. So once again, to recap, when you change a decimal to a fraction, you say it, write it, simplify.